guys, this is Blake with the Three Hand Hunter channel. Thanks for joining me today. I'm excited to show you my Citizen Promaster Tough Black. Reference number BN0217-02E as in Echo. This is a really cool watch. I'm super excited to show you because it's a watch that I've had in my collection for quite some time. I know exactly how it wears and I know exactly, well, I know a lot about it. But I wanted to talk a little bit about these particular watches because they are becoming a little bit more scarce. You can still find them now on, well, not so much the gray market, but used. Sometimes you'll see a seller with a brand new one that's new with tags. They're getting harder to find. And I'll tell you, I hunt for certain Citizen EcoDrive watches, and you know, as they are retired or discontinued, they become harder to find, especially some of these models that are quite popular, like this particular one. Now, before I get into the watch, let me just say, if you like seeing watches that you're not going to see on every YouTube channel, click the subscribe button. That'd be awesome. Also, give me a thumbs up if you like the content that you're seeing right now. So let's talk a little bit about this particular watch. Now, it is PVD. The cool thing about it is, well, there's a lot of cool things. And there's a couple drawbacks that I'm going to talk about as well. But let's talk about some of the features. Now, first of all, you notice this, this buckle? What a cool buckle that Citizen provides with this particular watch. That cool Tang buckle, it is signed, it's etched with Citizen, and it's the same plating. Now, the plating, what they say on the website, which is interesting, super titanium coating on a stainless steel case. Well, it looks a lot like, to me, like if you've ever had the black Seiko watches, very similar like ion plating that they do. So it's not PVD, it's not DLC, but it's apparently some super titanium coating on a stainless steel case. Now, the cool thing about this case, it is a one-piece case. So there is no case back. It's called a monocoque case. How cool is that? Well, you know, the good thing is that there's no case back. It makes the watch extremely thin. The other thing is if you do have to get it serviced, because these batteries, I guess, they last 5 to 10. Some people say they even last longer than that, 20 years. You actually have to send it into the service center. I actually looked into what it would cost to replace a battery. It's not very much, but you do have to send it into Citizen USA. They pop out the crystal, replace the battery, and then you're good to go. That's a cool thing about these EcoDrive watches. Now, another thing about EcoDrive, or well, I'll just say EcoDrive, it is a battery. It's a battery, but it's solar powered by light, and that's why it lasts for so long. And from what I understand, if you put them in dark for a while, they go into a power saving mode. I'm not sure if this particular watch does, because my watch box always sees some sort of light. I live in a very sunny area, but that's one thing that I've heard that you might have to find out, do a little bit of digging. And by the way, if any of you have any comments about EcoDrive, I'm not a watch professional. I'm just an enthusiast like you. So, you know, comment down below if you know something more about the EcoDrive, you know, battery life or how it works, more so than I do. I'm sure everybody watching this video would love to hear. Now, take a look at the dial itself. One of the cool things about this particular dial, well, this particular watch that I have, the second marker matches up with all the tick marks on the inner bezel, which is really nice. That doesn't happen with every quartz watch. Those of you that have quartz watches know that. This one actually lines up really nice. Notice the dial has these beautiful applied indices. Nice BG, I think it's BGW9. I'm not 100, or it's a Super Luminova. I'm not Super Luminova hands and markers. And there's a two-tone color on the markers. The actual minute hand is different color than the rest of the watch, which is really, really a unique feature as well. Now, the other thing about this watch that you may notice in light, the EcoDrive cell is actually that black inner dial. So if you look in really direct sunlight, you'll notice that it's got a different hue color, and that is because that's what's taking in the light, keeping the watch charged. Now let's talk a little bit about the dimensions, because the dimensions are going to be, you know, questionable for certain wrists. Now, the watch itself is a 42 millimeter watch. You can see it's a 42 millimeter. Depending on where you measure it from, you might find 42.5, you might find 41 point change, whatever it is, but it's about 42 millimeters. Because there is no dive bezel, the dial is a little bit bigger, so it wears a little bit bigger, but since it's all black, it has that slimming effect, if you will. But here's where it might get you for some wrists. The lug to lug is 51, it's just about 51 millimeters, so it does wear across your wrist. Now, the watch itself is super thin, 10.4 millimeters. You know what's great about that? Wearing this on a NATO strap. 22 millimeter lug width, so very, very easy to do a strap change. And I'm going to show you what it looks like on different straps myself. Now, a couple other things that I want to talk about regarding the Citizen, this Citizen watch is the strap. The strap, this is a Cordura top with rubber down below, and you can see the strap's got a lot of wear. I've used it on the strap, but I love to really wear it on a NATO. The strap is not a lint magnet, which is nice. It is nice, but it is very hard. It's not very pliable, so you kind of got to mold it to your wrist. One way by doing that is heating up the strap in hot water and then molding the strap. It really helps with the fit if you're going to use it with the stock strap. Like I was saying, this watch is discontinued. It is a really unique watch, and it's been very popular in the last couple of years, but now that it's discontinued, it's getting a little bit harder to find these watches. So, you know, I search around for certain EcoDrive reference numbers, and as they become discontinued, they do become harder to find, so you have to hunt for them. So I wanted to bring this one to your attention because it is a very popular model. It's discontinued, and if you can find one, I want to say having a grab-and-go watch, an EcoDrive watch like this is nice. It's nice to be able to pick up a watch at any given time and say, all right, we're going. I'm going to throw this thing on my wrist, and this one can do the job. It is the Citizen Tough. It is tough. By the way, we have a screw-down crown right here. The crown is a little small, so it's a screw-down crown, which is nice for water resistance. It's very easy to manipulate. You can see I'm changing the date and time just like that. Then you screw it down, right? So that is fine, but notice the date wheel. The date wheel, which is A, not matching, but B, it's super small. So the problem with that is if you have eyes that are a little older, maybe getting a little bad, it's hard to see the actual date inside that date wheel. It may not matter to a lot of you guys or gals, but the cool thing is because it's so small and it's next to that lume marker, it actually looks like part of the watch. So it doesn't disrupt the symmetry, if you will, of the watch. So that's the positive. You have a date for those of you that want a date. For those of you that don't want a date, you know, from a distance, you can't really tell. Now, I am a Citizen fan. I've collected Citizen watches for a long time. This is a vintage Citizen, the 520-110 reference Citizen Diver. Love this watch. I've got a couple other vintage Citizen watches that are coming in that I cannot wait to show you guys. But I'm going to throw the Promaster Citizen Tough on my wrist so you can see what it looks like. And I'm also going to show you shots of what it looks like on different NATO straps, because I think you may prefer to wear it on a NATO strap as well, kind of like I do. So there's the Citizen Tough. That's what it looks like on a 7¼ inch wrist. As you can see, it fits me really well. It's got nice little crown guards, doesn't dig into my wrist. And especially when it's on a NATO and it's sitting just a smidge off of your wrist, it really doesn't obstruct whatsoever. But this is the Citizen Tough Black. Like I said, they are getting more difficult to find, and I hope you really enjoyed taking a look at this watch. And I am a big fan of Citizen watches. I'm a big fan of EcoDrive. I didn't think I'd be as big of a fan as I was, because I'm not a huge quartz watch fan, but when you have a watch that's quartz, you don't have to worry about changing out the battery every year, 2 years, or 3 years. It's really a very nice feature when you're looking for something that's more of a grab and go. So if you've made it this far, let me introduce myself. My name is Blake. I'm a bit of a watchaholic, and if you've made it this far, I'm guessing you might be one too. So thanks for sticking around, thanks for tuning in, and thanks for spending your time with me. I'll see you soon.